Every day, you wake up and set your alarm on snooze for several times, avoiding that terrible boss you're about to face. It's only later when it clicks that you can avoid him, but won't be able to avoid all the debt, evictions, and notices that come along with it. So unfortunately, you drag your entire anatomy to that undesired place with nothing but a dream. A dream to one day wake up before the alarm hits and go about your day with contention and ecstasy. We can all try to add on our little uniqueness, specifications, and flair to the equation, but at the end of the day, we all want one thing. And that's freedom. But to want something means the absence of it. So if you hypothetically say you're not free, then what's caging you? This subject exposes you to the world's biggest unsolved question in the millennium. Do events in the physical dimension occur via fate or chance? Was everything predestined? Or is everything created by the concept of cause and effect? This question led to the formation of one of the biggest organizations in the world: religion and science.
Get your exclusive beats here.
Religion argues that everything was created outside the realms of space and time, while science argues all was created within the realms of space and time. To simplify even further, religion's core philosophy is fate, and science supports chance. For thousands of years, these organizations have allocated tangible evidence to support their claims, but both have shown contradictions in their evidence. For instance, referring to religion's biggest tangible evidence, the Bible expresses a lot of narratives of a God that has allowed evil to occur in this world. Although he did punish them ultimately, why did he allow it to happen in the first place?
What are you waiting for?
So it's either evil itself was predestined by God, or God really has no impact on how we shape our reality. Same can be applicable to science. Scientists believes that the world operates through the universal laws, and therefore certain events can be predicted with precision. However, chance alone cannot create the intelligence sufficient to follow the laws with accuracy. The laws must have been created by a superior entity of some form, or else, who or what created those laws? The uncertainty that is caused by this question resulted in something that just couldn't be fully explained. So people chose what they thought was true to them. Some chose science and some chose religion, but neither really got to the real answer till this day. But what if both parties were wrong? What if the main problem is that both parties spend billions with aims to disapprove of what the other party claims? What if the whole philosophy is not a separate contradictory, but one intertwined oxymoron? What if it's not fate or chance, but instead fate, then chance? Now, at this point of the video, you're probably wondering, what is this guy talking about? To fully comprehend the concept at hand, you have to be familiar with the law of polarity. According to the law of polarity, it states that everything is dual, meaning all things in the universe have opposites, but those things that appear to be opposites are actually two inseparable parts of the same thing. Think of hot and cold. For example, although they're opposites, they are actually on the same continent and cannot have one without the potential of the other. Light and darkness cannot independently exist without the other. Abundance is inseparable from lack, love is inseparable from hate, and success is inseparable from failure. And each comes with the potential for its opposite. So, if the law of polarity applies to everything, then what about fate and chance? What if they are also inseparable from each other? What if one cannot exist without the other? See, the world consists of things you have no control over. The weather, death, aging, and your background, etc. However, in the midst of all those things you have no control over is a choice. A choice in a manner at which you react to fate. Say for instance you grew up in an abusive family. It's not your fault that you grew up in an abusive environment, but it is your fault if you turn out to orchestrate and abuse yourself. It is not your fault that you grew up in poverty, but it is your fault that you haven't gotten yourself out of there. I'm sorry to burst your bubble in the climax of the video, but this video is not about telling you it's not your fault, and it's okay that this is what you turned out to be. But a careful and unbiased analysis of the truth. And the truth is, the universe hasn't lied to you. In fact, it has never lied to anyone at all. Its core function is to give you every single thing you've ever wanted. And whatever you currently have going on in your life is actually what you wanted. Whoa, hold on a minute. So if I'm currently in my mom's basement with a broken car that hasn't hit the road in years, that makes it my fault? I didn't choose to lose my job and stay unemployed for years. Well, true. But you chose to believe that you getting a job was the only way you could make a living. And it's not because you haven't heard of other ways to make money. It's because you don't fully believe you can succeed. So thus, you need a well-established place where you can be sure of a consistent monthly salary. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, what happened to you is your fate, and what happens to you is your choice. So what? What do we do with this information, and how do we apply it in our lives? Well, 5 words. Be in the present moment. See, religion focuses on the past, science on the future, but nobody is focusing on the time frame that currently exists, which is now. Today is the only moment that exists, and nothing else does. Not the past, nor the future. Albert Einstein once quoted, open quote, "The best preparation for the future is to act as if there were none." Close quote. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters the most, because no amount of regretting can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. Today is the tomorrow you were worried about yesterday.